Hi friends, this is Lauren from Truer Words by Lauren, and I'm an ethical copywriter for coaches. And today I want to tell you my lazy girl's guide to blog-based SEO. So using your blog to get people to find your website. My mastermind students from the Truer Copy Mastermind, I told them I would make this video and I thought, well, why don't I spread the love and actually make this video for everyone? So what I'm going to do is show you how I use my blog to get that organic traffic, those strangers coming from nowhere off of the internet, finding me. And this is something that is so simple. I haven't actually seen too many SEO experts explaining it this way because it's so easy. So what I want to do first is actually share my screen because I'm going to walk you through kind of my steps. So this is the blog post that I wrote, the one and only blog post I wrote only for SEO, like specifically the rest of my blog I'm writing for human beings, but this is the one where I really thought about it, strategized, picked a keyword, did all the right things. And I love that this is the one post that I did that effort for, because that means for all of the rest of the blog posts, I have been being very lazy. I've just been writing what interests me, what I want to tell people about, how I want to, explain ethical marketing and how to do stuff. And it's really useful for the human readers. But we're not just writing for our human readers. We are writing for Google's web crawler. And I like to think of the web crawler as a big fuzzy spider, just because it amuses me. But the big fuzzy spider is interested in keywords a little bit. And this is the big change that, if you haven't been in online marketing world, if you haven't been in SEO, you might still think that it's all about the keywords. It's not. Keywords are really a jumping off point. So what Google's web crawler, our big fuzzy spider, is really looking for is a keyword to give the spider the hint that there's something there, and something specific that people are looking for. And then the crawler is looking for engagement metrics. So this is stuff like time spent on site. How much is the reader, the person who's popping onto this page that you've created, how much value are they finding there? How much time are they spending reading it? Because the more time they're spending reading it, the more value they're probably getting, and the better this resource is as an answer to their question. The crawler wants to get the people to the best answer to their question. So to prove that you are the best answer to their question, you have to get really valuable stuff in there that keeps your reader going and hopefully clicking around to the rest of your site. So as you can see, Copywriter for Coaches is right in the title. And that's important. You want your keyword to be right up top in the title. You also want it to be in 2 to 3 more strategic places. So the first strategic place, I bolded it for you. You want it to show up in your first paragraph. So the crawler is looking at a couple of really key places. It's looking at that title, it's looking at your first paragraph, it's also looking at your headlines. So when you have a headline tag, when you go into your back end and you're picking what size you want in Squarespace, you get like headline 1, headline 2, headline 3. It's really looking at those also. So that's where I have another strategically placed copywriter for coaches. And then the rest of this post, I changed. The original post was very, very clever. And I wish I had schemed it from the start. I'm not that smart, but what I did, because I couldn't figure out, how do I write a post about copywriter for coaches? That's such a weird title to write anything meaningful about. So I thought, well, let me look at the other copywriters for coaches out there. Let me see their websites. And I wrote about these specific copywriters that were coming up for this keyword phrase. And I wrote about what I liked about their websites, why I thought they were really cool, what I thought they were doing really well. And I mentioned them by name, I linked to them, which, you know, it's crazy. I'm basically pumping up my competitors, right? So I believe in karma. You should too. Karma is alive and well with SEO. And what happened is a couple of them linked to my post. They left a little comment saying, oh, hi, this was so sweet. I'm like, hi, let's be friends. And it was just a little love fest. And their backlink helped this post gain credibility with the web crawler, because the web crawler is also looking for backlinks. Backlinks are when people link to your post because it's valuable. So we're all in this effort to make something really actually genuinely valuable. We're not here to game the system. That's, you know, 10 years ago, and it sucked then. It still sucks now. So we're actually trying to do something good for people who land on this page. And what had happened is that those old copywriters that I had written about a few years ago, their businesses had changed, their websites had changed. So there wasn't actually a lot of value happening. So I went back to this high performing post. Like, this is the post that brings in the organic traffic, all of it for my site, pretty much. And I rewrote it. I rewrote it to have more value. I rewrote it to be current and to be interesting. And now it's actually, this post is about how I used this post to get SEO traction through my blog. So if you want basically this lecture in written form, you can go to my blog, Copywriter for Coaches. Yes, I know, right? Super dorky. And you can read all about it. But let me show you a little earlier on in my process, because to do this, you have to figure out what this keyword phrase is going to be. Now, there are a lot of ways to do this. You can hire someone very expensive to figure this out for you. And I encourage you to find a pro if that is your leaning. I'm lazy and I need coffee. So that's not what I did. What I did is I just brainstormed. I thought, okay, what are people going to search for when they're looking for me, for what I do? And for the kind of service I have, my clients know that they want a copywriter. So I don't have to talk them in like, you need words on your website, right? Well, you should hire a copywriter. I don't need to do that. They're already looking for a copywriter. But the segment of all the people in the world who are searching for a copywriter, the people I want are the coaches. So that is the first one that honestly came to mind. Copywriter for coaches. Okay, let's try that. I could have also done copywriter for life coaches, copywriter for business coaches, copywriter for health coaches, copywriter for wellness coaches. So you can really, like, I would suggest making a list of 5 that you think will probably work. Where this gets tricky is if you do a thing, as many of my coach clients do, that is not so cut and dried. Maybe the thing that you do is not something people would even know to Google. So one of my mastermind students, Nella, she is a money and flow coach. Nobody is going to search for that. And let me show you that I'm not just like making this up, because literally nobody is searching for that. Whoop. Hang on a sec. Technical difficulties. There we go. So what we do when we're trying to figure out, does anybody actually search for this thing that I do? We go to Google Keyword Planner. Just put it in the search, Google Keyword Planner, do a couple of clicks, you will land on this page. And what we want to do to check our theory, our hypothesis, is go to Get Search Volume and Forecasts. So when we do that, and I'm just going to use Nella as an example. So we're going to do money flow coach. And we're going to see absolutely nothing. So, right? So average monthly searches, nothing. 3-month change, nothing. Like there are no numbers here. So when that happens, which it does for a lot of coaches, a lot of really, coaches who are just providing so much tremendous value and really transforming people's lives in ways that are harder to describe, or ways that are so new that they don't have a lot of awareness. People don't know to search for them. What people do know to search for are their problems. So this is getting back to some levels of awareness. The people who come to you, are they problem aware or pain aware? They know that they're hurting, or are they solution aware, where they actually know to Google the thing that will help them, the thing that you do. So for Nella, I think her people are probably going to be problem aware. They're probably going to be looking for, why the law of attraction is not going to be bringing them money. So that's when we go to discover new keywords over on this side. And we are just going to put in how to attract money, because that's right. That's a question that somebody might reasonably ask. We're going to try that. And look, oh my goodness, we have so many things because people are searching that problem. How do I do this thing? So there's an opportunity there to write a post. How do you attract money? And then that is your title. That's your somewhere in your first line. And there are keyword ideas down here. And this is what I really want you to look at. So when we are looking for keyword ideas, we want some decent monthly searches. So like 100 to 1,000, that's actually not terrible when you are very niche. I don't shy away from those lower numbers at all. In fact, you don't want the numbers to be too big, because then the competition is way too high and you will never, ever climb those search engine results. You don't need to beat everybody under the sun. You just need to beat the people in your niche. And I'll show you in a second what that actually looks like on the search engine results for what I do. But see if we can expand this. So how to attract, I think that's unexpected money. Wait, there we go. So how to attract money spiritually. That's really good. You could totally use that. And look at this. It's a plus 900% change in the last 3 months. So that means it's something on the rise. That is definitely something you want to pay attention to. That would be a really great topic for a blog post. People are looking for it. But the competition is also high, and we're not super excited about high competition. So maybe keep that in your back pocket. Let's keep looking. Let's go to the medium over here. I like that it's medium competition, but it's less like people aren't really looking for this more, but how to attract wealth, that might be a contender. What I really love is this, how to attract unexpected money. It's got this plus 900%, it's low competition. So people are looking for it, but not a lot has been written about it yet. That's kind of the sweet spot we like looking for. So for Nella, she'd have to figure out if she wanted to write about how to attract unexpected money. And I think that would be really fruitful. She could really put her point of view in where she can explain what she does and why she does it the way that she does it and all of that good stuff. So that's how we find our keywords. Make a list of 5 and start thinking about what blog posts you could write about that. Blog posts that demonstrate your point of view, why you do what you do in the way that you do it, because that's really going to be what gets those engagement metrics up, because you're also relying on humans to come and read and stay and read the whole thing and show Google's web crawler that they are finding something really interesting. So I want to show you what actually happens. So this is the search engine result for me for this post. And it's funny because I've got Google Analytics hooked up on my website, it actually shows me these things. So, and the funny thing is, like, you'll notice if you've got a booming website or you know somebody who does, these numbers are really small. What's interesting about this is I have more work than I can handle. So the people who are coming through, I mean, granted, I get some through referrals, but I actually get a lot of organic traffic of people falling out of the clear blue sky. They're really engaged. Like, they're very interested in working with somebody who does what I do. And let me show you what I think is making that difference. So the people who are coming through are actually really ready to work with me. So you can see my search engine results page, SERP. My SERP neighbor is Susan Green, copywriter, and she has had the top slot forever. And what people are looking for is these little blurbs that are right under that top title. So she's got, I don't think she's updated this in a bit, but really once you set it up, you don't have to update it very much. But it's sort of normal, like composing persuasive copy takes skill and experience. It's not super compelling to me anyways. And then there's Sabine, and she's new. She just happened in the last year. Where'd you come from, Sabine? And she's also she's doing a masterclass, copywriting for coaches masterclass. And believe me, the next time I run my mastermind, I'm going to poke in there and see what she's up to, just because I like to know what the other copywriters are doing and how they're teaching this. And then there's me, and I have it straight up. I am an ethical copywriter for coaches. What? Nobody else is talking about ethical. My people, super attracted to that word. They want another way to do this, because probably they have run into some sort of regular mainstream marketing practices that they have not loved. So I say what I do, why I'm different, and who it's for. And that is what gets my people to click. And my people, once they click, they find this post, it's engaging, it's interesting, it's informative, and then they poke around on my site, and that gives me the engagement metrics for my whole website that boosts it up. So that is the secret. That is my very lazy way. I wrote one blog post, I did a little bit of keyword research, and then a couple of years later, I updated that blog post to be even more relevant. And that's really it. So if you're on Squarespace, there are a couple more things that you can do to really fine tune your SEO. And we're going to go to the blog part. And this is my little sample, my sample blog. So let's see, sorry, all of the Zoom controls are hiding the one button I need. So we want to go to edit, and then once we are just about done, how to do SEO the lazy way. I don't know if anybody's going to search that. I'd have to do more research. But we are going to see. Nope. What I'm looking for is this. We're looking for settings. So once we have the settings, we go to SEO, and this is the SEO title. So this is like us speaking directly to that web crawler and saying, this is what it's about. So if I totally biffed the title, how to do SEO the lazy way, nobody's searching for that, I can correct that here. So I can write that title for the human readers. I can write this title for the web crawler. So how to use your blog for SEO. Could do something very simple, very logical, basic, not flowery language. Google web crawler does not care. And then we have the SEO description. So this is that little blurb that we saw down here. And what you really want to do is describe what's going on in the post, but also what you do, who you do it for, what makes you different. That is going to attract your people to this post, so they read it, so they find it interesting. All right, so that is pretty much it. And you can also, you can change the post URL here. For better SEO, because that's one of the other places Google's web crawler works. So you might want to change that to be a little bit more optimized. This is what goes on social media posts if you automatically share it. So start playing around with these things, whatever platform you use. And yeah, have a little bit of fun, right for humans, but also right for the web crawler. And you too can be lazy and get people coming off the internet to watch you do it. All right. That's it. That's all I've got. And I'm losing my voice. So I will let you go.